the way, I like it, that's the way, I like it.
That man is a certified jackass.
Oh my fucking god. Welcome back to another wrestling review. Better yet, another retrospective. Because, oh my god. Oh my god. This is so bad. So, if you want to know what the hell we watched, this was World Wrestling All-Stars. Now you might be asking, what in the fuck is World Wrestling All-Stars? Well, it's in a fucking obscure wrestling promotion from the early 2000s that came out after WCW and ECW were bought by WWF, and it ran from then in 2001 to 2003 when TNA was becoming a thing. So it was kind of like the in-between of all that. So I will say credit for this goes to Marky D123 on YouTube for his video was in my recommended, and I said, what the fuck is WWA? And I watched it, and wow, this is bad. So, think of this.
You want to know my reaction to this? This is the clip I'm going to share to share my reaction here.
I'm working out
I'm upset. I'm upset.
So, fucking picture this. This came out, I know we just did XWF, but this came out a month before the XWF, by the way. This thing outlasted XWF, but somehow XWF is more well known than this, and I don't know why, but this promotion only had 5 pay-per-views, and it is ungodly how bad this is. This is worse than the XWF. Somehow. And so this is basically, it feels like WCW 2000, but it's like WCW 2000 on fucking crack. This is fucking bad, dude. This is atrociously bad. So, I'm going to read from this Wikipedia article here that says, World Wrestling All-Stars, or the WWA, was a professional wrestling promotion founded by Australian concert performer Andrew McManus. Just what are the odds that the guy who makes this, his last name is McManus? That sounds like a fake name that Vince McMahon would go by. But in 2001, the promotion was operated by McManus's International Touring Company. WWA was one of several promotions to come into existence shortly after the closings of ECW and WCW. The company was in existence from October 2001 to May 2003. So, oh my god, okay. WWA, here's the history, Austin. WWA recruited former WCW ring announcer Jeremy Borash as... well, you might hate Jeremy Borash now.
Why is that?
They recruited former WCW ring announcer Jeremy Borash as Booker and head of talent relations. So everything on this show was fucking Jeremy Borash, and this fucker was commentating over everything that he booked. Oh my god,
Jeremy.
bro! But Austin, it gets worse. He also acted as a ring announcer and commentator for the shows. Listen to this. Borash was recommended to the WWA by Vince Russo. That's who recommended him. Oh my god. Okay, this says Vince Russo, who was not able to work with the company as originally planned. So are you telling me that Jeremy Borash is gonna be booking the rest of these fucking pay-per-views? Oh no. No, that's worse. That's worse. I thought Vince Russo was only not on this first pay-per-view. He's not in it at all. It's Jeremy Borash booking all of it. Oh, oh no.
I want to cry.
WWA focused on signing the wrestlers that did not get signed by WWF after the merger. They aimed to fill the gap left by the demise of WCW and ECW. Where did I hear that one before? Because the XWF said the same thing. They wanted to fill the gap. Yet to provide an alternative. Where did I hear that before? XWF. Many popular former WWF and WCW wrestlers wrestled for the company during its nearly 2-year existence. And we'll get into some of them later. They also brought in relatively unknown wrestlers, many of whom went on to make names for themselves for other promotions like TNA, which we will fucking get to later on. Oh no, Austin. This says further big names like Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Randy Savage were scheduled to appear for WWA at some point, but their appearances did not happen. No, they had 3 commissioners. Oh, what we know about the first one. Oh, I'll save that for when we get to it. Oh my god. The first tour in the Inception pay-per-view. Fucking... Okay, is this just gonna... Is this just gonna fucking... Yeah, okay, this just goes over, like, every pay-per-view, which I don't want to go over that right now. So, we're just gonna... I guess we can just get to the fucking show, because, oh my god, bro. So... That's kind of like the introduction to World Wrestling All-Stars. So basically, they had 5 pay-per-views. Excuse me, from the span of 2001 to 2003. They had, I will read the pay-per-views off real quick because we put it in a playlist because somebody was gracious enough to upload all this to YouTube. So we have the Inception, which is the one we're reviewing right now. Then we have the Revolution, the Eruption, the Retribution, and the Reckoning, which was the last pay-per-view. And just so everybody is aware, these pay-per-views, from what Marky D was saying, they get far worse as they go on, which is fucking terrifying because this was so bad, bro. So, just real quick before we get into this, Austin, how are you feeling about Jeremy Borash now that you know he was booking it?
I am very disappointed.
This show, this pay-per-view, because they never even got a show. It was only 5 pay-per-views, bro. And this was a disaster. they were botching commentary. They put the wrong graphics up for people. They fucking were saying the wrong things. Like, everything was going wrong. The fucking TV feed was going in and out. They were having audio issues. Like, everything that could go wrong went fucking wrong in this fucking pay-per-view. So, what happened on WWA The Inception, you might ask? Well, the show starts off with the ring announcers, Jeremy Borash and Jerry the King Lawler. And you might be saying, Jerry the King Lawler, wasn't he in XWF? Yes, he was. And this was also during the time where he had left WWF, and then he went back the next year. So Jerry Lawler's he's either only on this show or he's on the first two pay-per-views, and then he left and went back to WWE. So yeah. So and don't you worry, because we got a lot to say about Jerry Lawler, because this man was absolutely, he had no fucking filter on this show. Like, the things he was saying, oh my god, bro. So we get the commentators, which is Jeremy Borash and Jerry the King Lawler. And Jeremy Borash is in the ring and fucking... So beforehand, they announced some of the matches we're getting tonight. Then Jeremy Borash is in the ring and he says this contest is set for one fall. By the way, I want to point out real quick, for some reason, the commentators... I've never seen this in another wrestling promotion. The commentators could be heard throughout the whole arena during the whole show, like they were talking on the microphone, doing a promo. I don't know why they did this, but that's what they did. Also, this took place in Sydney, Australia, because the whole gimmick with World Wrestling All-Stars is they wanted to travel all over the world, so we'll get shows in places like the UK and New Zealand and all these fucking places. But the first one took place in Australia. I will say right off the bat, they had a pretty massive fucking crowd for this show, which is so unfortunate that people paid for this. These people in Australia, there hadn't been wrestling in Australia, oh my god, Australia, Jesus Christ, in a long time. And you could tell the crowd was so fucking hype to see some wrestling again. And this is what they fucking got. And there was some points in this show where the crowd was like so fucking dead. And they looked like they just did not care anymore. So Jeremy Borash says, oh, this contest is set for one fall. And then he stops himself. So the first thing we see on this show is Jeremy Borash botching the commentary. The ring announcing, I mean. And fucking... Then we hear this music. And they say, oh, the commissioner is coming out. And it's none other than Bret the Hitman Hart comes out. And he's the commissioner of fucking WWA. Fucking... Austin, who was a worse reveal as a commissioner? Bret Hart or fucking Sable?
You know, the sad part, I'm gonna have to give it to Sable.
Oh my
because
god!
At least, nah, you don't understand. Because, you know, at least Bret Hart has the talent to even make a botch look good. You know? I feel. At least that's how I feel, you know?
Jesus Christ. So fucking Bret Hart comes out and he has the fucking WWA championship, or the world championship, which looks fucking atrocious. It looks so ugly. It might be the ugliest championship I've ever seen. Like, people...
Yeah, it looks pretty fucking disgusting.
Like, people said some of the fucking like WWE or AEW or TNA titles look fucking disgusting. Have you seen this fucking thing? Because, oh my god, it is fucking disgusting to look at. I don't know what they thought when they were making this fucking championship.
I don't know, but like it's weird. It has fucking it's like it's got a black strap, a small ass fucking goddamn like main plate, and then it doesn't have side plates. It has like gold encrusted edges.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like what kind of championship? I would be disgusted to hold that. I hope you know.
I wonder if there's any replicas of it out there.
I really hope not. I hope nobody fucking sat there and made replicas of that shit, because that's depressing if that's the case.
Fucking it looks disgusting, bro. You have to just see it to believe it. Like, just look up
Like
WWA Championship.
it looks nasty. Like it genuinely looks nasty. I've never seen something so fucking disgusting in my life.
Well, fucking so Bret Hart comes out to do this promo. He gets a pretty big ovation from the crowd. And Bret says that he forgot what it was like to come out in front of a wrestling audience, because at this point, it had been a year since he was in WCW or whatever. He took like a year off from the wrestling business, and this was Bret Hart's big comeback to wrestling.
What
and
a fucking comeback, bro.
and
Might
was
I say.
Bret was like going on about how he got fucked over in WWF and how he got fucked over in WCW and shit, and was like trying to hype up WWA as like the place that he belongs and shit. He was trying to put it over, bro. He was trying.
He was
And,
trying his damnedest. It just was not fucking working.
yeah, fucking to where fucking the only time the crowd was like into it was when Bret was calling Vince McMahon a piece of shit. Oh my god. And he was talking about how he's the commissioner and he's excited for this new wrestling promotion and all this shit. It's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, how did they get Bret the Hitman Hart to be their commissioner? I wonder. But
I have no.
I will say, he does not last as commissioner for long, so I think we might only see him one more time. And then apparently there's 2 more commissioners, which is fucking terrifying. That they went
I
through
swear to
3
God.
commissioners.
Can you like find out like what goddamn commissioners there are? Like what's the other ones are?
Oh, I know what they are, if you want me to tell you them.
Just go ahead and tell me. Who are
So
they?
I told you about one already earlier when I was telling you about what WWA was. So Bret Hart did not last long, and they replaced him with fucking Psycho Sid. And
Oh God, I
apparently,
forgot you told me that.
apparently Psycho Sid didn't last long either, because when I was looking up the Wikipedia article, it said that the third and final commissioner, it's so cursed. The third and final commissioner was Mike Sanders. So it
Oh, that's
just gets
so
worse.
unfortunate.
Yeah, the fucking
That's so unfortunate,
the
man.
leader of the Natural Born Thrillers was the fucking commissioner.
That's I actually feel gross
Like, how do you go through
hearing that.
3 commissioners in 5 pay-per-views?
No. How do you go from fucking Bret Hart to Psycho Sid to Mike Sanders? That's
I
what I want
don't
to ask.
know, man. Maybe nobody else could fucking be bothered by that point. Because I think by the time Mike Sanders was fucking commissioner, I'm pretty sure that's when a lot of people were leaving and nobody gave a fuck anymore. So nobody could probably fucking be bothered to be commissioner of this shit anymore. But fucking that was pretty much Bret Hart's promo. Also, he announces that the world champion will be crowned tonight in a Seven Deadly Sins tournament. Yes, that's what they fucking called it. This was by far, when I tell you, some of the, like, we thought that Vince Russo's booking was the worst we've ever seen. Dare I say, Austin, has Jeremy Borash topped Vince Russo for the worst booking you've ever seen? Because, my God, the things that this man did on this show had our
See,
heads spinning.
I want to say yes, but there's also the things like that Vince Russo has done in his career, like for example, himself having brain surgery and coming back the next week, where I'm just like, no.
I feel like your opinion might change once we get through the rest of these pay-per-views. Because if Jeremy Borash is booking all of these, and if what Mark said is true, that these get way worse as they go on, I think your opinion might change. Oh God, that
If
means
some
that means Jeremy Borash is the one that fucking did the midget shit. He booked that, bro. Oh, that's terrible. Now that I think about it. We'll be getting to that in the next couple pay-per-views because they introduce fucking midget wrestling into this fucking promotion and it's so terrible. But what were you gonna say?
I don't think anything could be worse than Vince Russo's booking as of this point. All right.
You say that now, but my God, when we get to the last pay-per-view, I hope that statement is true still. Because my God, if every one of these shows is like this, that's not going to be the case anymore. Because my God, Jeremy Borash, what the fuck have you done? What in the fuck? I could tell since Vince Russo recommended him, it's almost like it the booking was almost like he took everything that Vince Russo did because we said throughout this whole show, we said, oh man, this seems like a Vince Russo thing. This seems like a Vince Russo thing. This seems like something Vince Russo would book. And now that Vince Russo's the one that fucking recommended him, I'm not surprised because I think Jeremy Borash just did everything that Vince Russo would do, but worse somehow. He made Vince Russo's ideas make even less sense. How is that possible?
I
When we
don't
tell
know.
you some of the fucking stupidity that we see in this fucking show, like, the only thing we could do is sit there and laugh because it was so astronomically stupid, the shit that they were doing in the show. Like, and then they were trying to take it seriously. Like, fucking
They
Jeremy
took
Borash
they
was trying to commentate it like it was fucking serious.
There is one point where we'll get to it in more detail. There is one point where fucking the bananas and pajamas, which will explain who that is, fucking took a bump from the steel cage,
Yes.
and Jeremy Borash was dead fucking serious, and he was like, "Oh, we gotta give them some help. We gotta. This is an atrocity. Like I shit you not."
Yes. Like, and not even that, like, we've seen the multiple people like 2-3 times throughout this show because of this fucking tournament. So, also another thing is every single match on this show was a stipulation match. I'm not fucking joking. They made it a point to say every single match on this show was a stipulation match. And every single one of these matches was a complete disaster, dude. Every one of these matches was cursed. So I guess we could get into the matches now. So
Go ahead. I want you to explain some of the fuckery. I'll explain some of the fuckery later, but
So I'll start off by announcing who is in this tournament, because fucking the people who are in this tournament is fucking Juventud Guerrera, Psychosis, Road Dogg, Conan, fucking I keep showing down Buff Bagwell, Jeff Jarrett, fucking Nathan Jones, and and there was one slot on this tournament that said Battle Royal, which, my God, that might have been the most astronomically stupid thing on this show, and we will get to that, because it was so stupid that we were dying laughing, because I've never seen a match make less sense in my life. So, but that's the people who are in this tournament. So we start off the show. God damn, I hear you fucking button mashing. But anyway, we start off this show for the WWA International Cruiserweight Championship. Yes, that's what it's called. And if you're wondering, yes, that title is also fucking ugly. So it was a ladder match between Juventud Guerrera and Psychosis, who we've seen in WCW before, and who also fucking appeared in goddamn XWF as well. So Juventud Guerrera comes out, and when I tell you, he came out to this fucking, it was so cursed. He came out to this Britney Spears ass pop song, and he was acting like he was The Rock, and he was calling himself the Juice, and he said,
Yep.
Finally the Juice has come back and shit. And we were like, what the fuck is this? And then Psychosis comes out looking like fucking Dominic Mysterio in what he was wearing. And by the way, a lot of the people you're going to see in the thumbnail is mostly their WCW PNGs, besides like fucking Bret Hart. Reason being, when you search up WWA, fucking nothing comes up, dude. Nothing comes up. So the chances of me finding images from this show was astronomical. Like, I had zero chance of finding anything. The only way I could have got images from this is if I would have went back through the pay-per-view and screen capped, and I was not gonna fucking do that. Because goddamn, this show was 2.5 hours long, bro. So, we get this ladder match of Juventud Guerrera, or fucking The Juice, or fucking Hoovy, because they couldn't fucking make their mind up on commentary because they kept saying Hoovy and The Juice, versus Psychosis for the fucking Cruiserweight title. And apparently whoever won this match was the Cruiserweight champion, but they would also advance in the world title tournament, because that totally makes sense.
And it's completely fair too, you know.
Yeah. So for what this match was, it was one of the lesser cursed matches of the night. Compared to everything else that was on the show, it was lesser. It was still cursed, because of the whole juice shit, but it was less cursed than a lot of other things on this show. It was a decent ladder match. I've seen way better ladder matches. This is just like eh. Like they tried to start the show off with a bang, but it just didn't go well. They were botching. And then there was one spot where fucking Juventud does this springboard drop kick onto Psychosis, who's on the ladder, and fucking he lands awkwardly, and apparently Juventud got legitimately injured, and then he fucking proceeded to do a sunset flip off the ladder on Psychosis, and then go to the top rope, do a 450 splash, and then climb the ladder, and Juventud Guerrera, or Juvi, or the Juice, wins the Cruiserweight title and advances in the tournament. But not for long, because we find out later that he's being replaced in the tournament because he was legit injured.
Yeah.
So, and we'll get to that
That's
because
just wonderful.
it's terrible. So that was the first match of the night. It was eh. It wasn't terrible, but it was not good. And so then we see backstage Mr. Glenn Gilberty Disco Inferno shows up, and fucking he is talking to somebody backstage and is saying that he wants security and that he wants suits is what he said. But apparently the guy mistook what he said. Instead of suits, he thought he said fruits, which we'll get to later. Then we see this fucking limousine pull up, and we're like, who's in the limousine? Well, it's none other than fucking this guy named fucking, what, it was like, oh, what was his name? Now I gotta go back to it. It was, god damn it, go back up. It was fucking Lowell McManus, I think was his name, and apparently he's a fucking Australian talk show host, and for some reason he's managing Nathan Jones. I'm sorry, fucking his nickname that they gave him is Nathan the Front Row Jones. You can't make this up. You really can't. I mean, Jeremy Borash made it up, but fucking, like, why? Nathan the Front Row Jones is so stupid. So, Nathan Jones and Lowell McManus get out of this limo, and fucking that was it. Like, oh my god. So then we get another tournament match, and we see fucking Conan come out. Good old Conan that we've seen in WCW so many times, and who also was in the XWF. He comes out, and the show was so bad that Conan came out rapping. But you know what happened? They forgot to turn his microphone on. And so he comes out rapping, and it's dead silent because his microphone is off. And he gets in the ring, and he starts talking, and his microphone is still off. And then they have to turn it on. And then Conan is like, there we go, finally. Like, how are you so bad that you forget to turn somebody's microphone on? And fucking Conan is like trying to hype up the crowd and shit. And then fucking the Road Dogg comes out. It's a Road Dogg spelled D-O-G. They took a G off. And the Road Dogg, Jesse James, comes out. He gets a pretty big ovation. And then he gets in the ring and does the whole fucking ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and of all ages and all this shit. Fucking, he says, oh, D-Generation X proudly brings to you, blah, 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 blah. And it's when he's saying that, Conan fucking attacks him. And Then Conan grabs the microphone and fucking says that the WWF fired his ass, but they kept everybody else in DX, and he said that the WWF had 2 words for you: suck it. And then the fucking match started, and this was a 4 corners match. If you don't know what a 4 corners match is, basically what it is the 2 wrestlers are tied together with the dog collar, and to win the match, you have to go around the ring and touch all 4 turnbuckles consecutively to win, right? It's a weird match type, but it's been done well in the past. Here, it was like they took a 4 corners match and said, you know what? Let's snort some cocaine and make it completely fucking stupid and make no sense, because apparently they said on commentary, Jeremy Borash, the man who booked this shit, said that you can win by either tapping the 4 corners or scoring a fucking pinfall, which makes absolutely no sense, because what's the point?
Because there's no point. There's absolutely fucking no point.
Like,
and I felt like they were kind of making it up on the fly. I feel like that's what he was doing. Now that I know he fucking was sitting there, bro. I'm so upset.
It's like, why would you fucking go and tap all 4 corners if you could just fucking pin somebody? You know how stupid that is? And they got Conan and Road Dogg, who are both pretty decent wrestlers, out here having this trash-ass match where they're fucking botching and the dog collar keeps coming off. And then Conan is taking the dog collar off on purpose, and the ref says if you take it off one more time, you're disqualified. So now there's DQs. And fucking Conan just doesn't give a shit. And then the ref puts the dog collar back on him. And then fucking Road Dogg just taps the 4 corners and wins. This match was so fucking lame. It was so just stupid. Like, what the fuck? Who's gonna... You're trying to tell me, you're gonna lead me to believe that one of these motherfuckers is gonna go around the whole ass ring trying to tap these turnbuckles when you said, oh, or they can win by pinfall. Just pin the motherfucker. Like, what the fuck? It's so stupid. Like... And it's not, and the thing is, it's not the first time they did this on the show, because they did it again later with a different match type, which completely made the match type utterly fucking useless. Like, they did it multiple times. Like, oh my god, dude. So the Road Dogg wins and advances in the tournament. So the match is supposed to be Road Dogg and Juventud, but Juventud is injured, which we'll get to later. So that's one of the semi-final matches. So now we move to probably objectively the best match of the night. And so this was a hardcore match. Actually, okay, before this, they had these fucking women come out. They were called the Starettes, or whatever. Basically the same thing as the Nitro Girls. And legitimately, I'm not joking, the only reason that they even had these women was specifically so Jerry Lawler could make sexual comments about puppies.
I would not doubt that Jerry Lawler had that in his contract.
He probably did.
I'm not even...
With the things like, he was saying on the show, I'm not surprised.
With what he was saying, I would not doubt that he just had that in his contract. Fucking.
Like, what type of contract does that to have? Oh, I'll only commentate for your company if you fucking show me hot women and I can fucking ogle at them. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, the only way I'll sign to your
That's the
company is if you let me see some boobies. Like, what the fuck is that, dude? Like, what the
Somebody
fuck?
clip that.
Like, what kind of contract clause is that? Like, oh, you're only gonna sign me if I get to see some fucking pussy. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck, man? And I'm not surprised because I feel like goddamn Jeremy Borash and this fucking Australian dude who never ran a promotion before probably was like, oh, sure, whatever you want, Mr. Lawler, we'll give it to you. Please come to our company. I wouldn't be surprised if they really did. But, so then we get to this match, which is Crowbar, but they change his name here. He's no longer Crowbar. His name in WWA is, I'm not joking when I say this, Devon Storm is his name now. And he's taking on Screamin' Norman Smiley in a fucking hardcore match. And when I tell you, this had to have been the dumbest setup for a match that made no sense. But when I tell you that Devon Storm and Screamin' Norman Smiley went out here and had an absolute fucking barn burner for no fucking reason. They weren't even in the tournament. And they're out
No, they
here
weren't.
having a fucking 20-something minute match. This was the longest match on the show, I'm pretty sure. And fucking they sat here and had a barn burner. They were fucking killing each other, and they weren't even in the tournament. They
Because
weren't
why
even in this
not?
tournament.
Because why not, man? It just makes so much fucking sense to put your bodies on the fucking line, and you're not even getting a title shot. They didn't even get a hardcore title, man. They just got fucking regret, bro.
They got fucking injured. That's what they got.
I don't even think I'm surprised Crowbar was even fucking okay. Honestly, with what they fucking did in this match, they did a spot where Crowbar dove from the stage, like the Titantron, to Norman Smiley through 2 tables.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget, fucking Norman Smiley also hit the big wiggle on Devon Storm twice, and it looks so cursed.
Bro, there was so much humping on this show. This show was so horny.
Mm-hmm. It was only horny, though, when Jerry Lawler wanted it to be, because as soon as it was something he didn't like, he fucking spoke his mind, let me tell you.
Oh, yes, he fucking did. Oh, my God.
But this fucking match, they were brawling all over the arena, hitting each other with kendo sticks and trash cans, and there was a fucking broom and a fucking mop at one point. They fucking went backstage, and fucking goddamn Crowbar puts Norman Smiley in a fucking trash can and pushes the trash can into fucking Disco Inferno. And Disco Inferno starts yelling, he's like, "Where's my security? Where's my security?" And fucking... And then they go back out on stage and fucking they start using a fucking barricade as a weapon. By the way, Norman Smiley was dressed in fucking LA Lakers fucking gear as well. Because why not? And Norman Smiley also kept dancing, which was really cursed. And
It's
fucking
just...
Crowbar got busted open pretty bad as well. He was bleeding. There's a lot of blood on this show too, I want to add. But...
Oh, yeah.
Fucking... But yeah, after Crowbar does the crossbody off the fucking stage, off the Titantron, through fucking 2 tables, through Norman Smiley, fucking motherfucker sits here and they're both laid out, and Norman Smiley just leans his arm over on Crowbar, and all you hear is 1, 2, 3, and Norman Smiley fucking won. It was so dumb. And then Norman
It
Smiley
was
gets up,
the
and he wasn't even
stupidest
selling
shit.
it.
It was actually like one of the stupidest things I've ever fucking seen. Like, I've seen a lot of things in my time, bro, of watching these shows. And man, was that fucking stupid.
It
Like,
was.
I don't know what to even say to that, man. And what happened after it was just icing on the fucking cake, man.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause this isn't the last
fucking
time we've
match
seen them.
after it. No, it ain't, because, like, why not, you know? It's not like, you know, they look like they fucking died, but, you know.
Oh yeah, so before we get to this match, do you wanna tell everybody about our new favorite referee, Mr. Slick Johnson, how he was in every
Bro,
fucking match?
I'm fucking tired of Slick Johnson. We see him everywhere. No, we see him legitimately everywhere. Fucking TNA, we see the fucker. Fucking WCW, we see the fucker. Fucking anywhere. We could see him on the goddamn street corner, for all I fucking know. Like,
And he was
goddamn.
in XWF too.
And XWF, and fucking all these goddamn promotions. I swear to God, if we see him in something like fucking JCW, I'm gonna cry. Bro, like, I don't want to fucking see... I don't want to see Slick Johnson no more. Like, I'm tired of Slick Johnson. He ain't even that good of a ref. Like, he ain't even that good. Like,
he was going crazy
you can tell...
in the one match though.
He was really going crazy. He's making me fucking go crazy, bro. Like, I don't... It was the most stupid shit I have ever fucking seen.
Yep, and he reffed almost every single match too.
Yes! He reffed like 8 different matches.
Yep. And there was another referee on this show. His name was like Bob Young or something. He reffed like 2 matches.
And he reffed
I
like
think.
2!
Yeah. Like every match they kept saying, oh, referee Slick Johnson. Like Slick Johnson had so much curse shit in this fucking show, bro.
He reffed every Jeff Jarrett match. And yes, I mean every one. There was multiple.
Yep. As if we didn't see enough of Jeff Jarrett. We saw multiple Jeff Jarrett matches. So, fucking... Also, the backstage interviewer for this show was fucking Stevie Ray for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know who's a worse fucking, like, backstage interviewer. Like, honestly, like, there's so many cursed ones now that oh my god, like, I just don't even know, man. You know, I should probably mention who the fuck the Bananas and the Pajamas are. Fucking...
Yeah, you might as well.
Because they're in this fucking match. Because why fucking not? Like, I don't even understand, dude.
Yeah, because they were fucking Disco Inferno's security, apparently.
Bro, when I tell you I did not expect to see these fuckers in the goddamn wrestling ring, I just, you know, it's... So... The Bananas and Pajamas, from what I know, is like a children's cartoon in Australia. They have a lot of fucking goddamn just lost media in general because they, like, their stuff wasn't fucking preserved correctly. So that's just always, like, glorious. But fucking... I wish this was lost media, you know, that'd be nice. I wish nobody could find this show. Because this show is, like, I wish it was gone.
Oh, fucking the quality that this shit was in looked like somebody fucking ripped it from a VHS tape.
Oh, you could tell. You could tell, man.
Because they lost their fucking feed several times. And fucking, you could see, like, VHS fucking, like, glitches and stuff on the screen, too.
Jesus Christ.
But, was the cursed fucking Battle Royale next?
Yes, that's why I
Okay.
explained it.
So, this had to be the most stupid and ridiculous match I've ever fucking seen. So before the match, we get a backstage interview with fucking Bret Hart. He's being interviewed by Stevie Ray. And Stevie Ray's asking him about the Battle Royal. And Bret Hart says anyone can join. Keep that in mind, because that is important. And Stevie Ray says... Oh, go ahead.
I have so much to blame when it comes down to Jeremy Borash now. Because now I understand why this was so cursed. And, you know, I want you to talk about it, and I'm just going to go off. I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, no, he's going to go off. Okay. So, Stevie Ray says, what do you mean by anyone can join? And Bret Hart says, I mean anyone. Like, the cameramen, or the announcers, or fucking... He said people from the local area, the fucking production crew, anybody could join. And Stevie Ray says, even me?
This is stupid. You want to know why this is stupid? You want to know so many reasons why this is fucking stupid? It's funny that Bret Hart says this, because he's the one that got attacked by a fan. But, you know, imagine they heard this. I don't imagine that fucking that was broadcasted on the fucking screen or not. If it was, I would fucking hope not. Because imagine if fucking multiple fans jumped the like goddamn guardrail and started going in the ring. What would have happened at that point? What would have happened? Like,
that was a very real possibility, because he said anyone could join.
That's what I'm saying. And, you know, speaking of anyone, tell me why Jeremy fucking Borash joined in the match. Now, at first I was like, why the fuck is he joining the match? Now I know. He's booking himself in matches. Are you serious? He really is doing what Vince Russo would do. Because that is some fucking Vince Russo shit.
Maybe, I'm assuming Vince Russo taught him everything he knows. Because they worked together in WCW.
I am so glad fucking Jeremy Borash has never fucking goddamn, like, produced or wrote another fucking show besides this. I really hope he hasn't. I really hope that statement that I just said is true. I hope this is the only fucking shit he's ever fucking written.
Wasn't Jeremy Borash in TNA? Yeah, he was, because we've seen him in TNA. I don't know if he
was
booked
in TNA,
anything, but...
I don't think he booked. I think he was just a fucking ring announcer and shit.
Thank God.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's because Vince Russo was booking it, though, to be fair.
Exactly. So, you know, it doesn't help. It really doesn't help. Bro, like, I have never seen something so ludicrous besides this Battle Royal was one of the worst things I have ever seen. Like, worse than the entirety of XWF. This Battle Royal. Bro, so when I'm going to tell you the participants for this Battle Royal, because it was just something. Fucking, we had Buff Bagwell, Stevie Ray, we had Crowbar, who just fucking almost died, Norman Smiley, fucking... Oh, I'm trying to think of what other wrestlers were in this. What were the other wrestlers that were in this? Before I mention the cursed people.
Don't forget Mr. Disco Inferno was in it.
Yes, Disco Inferno.
I'm pretty sure.
Was there any other wrestlers besides the people I'm about to say?
I think the scary thing is, I think that was all the actual wrestlers that were in it.
Oh yeah, so that's all the wrestlers that were in it. So let's talk about the extracurriculars. So we have Jerry the King Lawler.
Yep.
Jeremy Borash,
Yep.
the Bananas in Pajamas,
Yes.
Slick Johnson,
Yep.
the other referee,
Yep. Bob Young.
oh, and the random cameraman.
Yep. Oh, and don't forget the random female interviewer as well. She tried to
Oh,
get in.
yeah, the female interviewer as well.
This was the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen, bro. So it starts off with Buff Bagwell and fucking Disco Inferno, and they're fighting. And then fucking the match just starts. I thought for battle royals you had to wait for everybody to get in the ring, but I guess
Apparently not. No.
because the
No,
match
apparently
just
not.
started and they started brawling, and then Stevie Ray comes out and they all start fucking brawling, and then all of a sudden fucking Crowbar and Norman Smiley get in the ring and they join into the mix, and at this point we're thinking, okay, these are 5 like actual wrestlers in here or whatever. And then fucking they go to the commentary table and fucking Jerry Lawler's like, oh, he said anyone could join, and Jerry Lawler fucking reveals he has his wrestling gear on. He's like, come on, Jeremy. And Jeremy Borash and Jerry Lawler get in the ring and they fucking sit here. This is fucking crazy.
And by the way, fucking Crowbar's the first person to get eliminated. I shit you not. And by the way, he takes over the commentary booth. So
Yeah, he goes
while
on
this is all
fucking
going on,
commentary.
we hear crazy ass fucking Crowbar doing commentary. He's still busted open from the last match. And he's saying, oh, Jerry Lawler hit him with a snapmare. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, and then they fucking, the Jerry Lawler and Jeremy Borash, they, excuse me, they start fucking double teaming Stevie Ray, and Jeremy Borash starts hitting the fakest fucking punches I've ever seen, and then Stevie Ray just picks him up and throws his ass out. And then
we get the commentary duo of Jeremy Borash and Crowbar, which is like the most cursed thing I could ever fucking think of.
And then fucking all of a sudden Slick Johnson and fucking Bob Young get in the ring, and they're just like standing there, and at this point we're thinking, oh, they're just like reffing the match or whatever. And then I shit you not, Slick Johnson starts whooping people's ass. He starts beating people up. And he fucking jumped on somebody's head and was fucking punching them. And then as soon as that happens, they show this fucking cameraman holding the camera, and he says, "Oh fuck it." He puts the camera down and gets in the ring, and he starts fucking punching people. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And then Jerry Lawler's in the middle of the ring. And then all of a sudden, the fucking female like ring announcer is in the fucking ring, and she's talking to Jerry Lawler, and she's like, I'm pretty sure she had a beef with him because of what he was saying about the women, because she went straight for Jerry, and Jerry's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And oh my god, then the fucking cameraman gets eliminated, and then fucking Slick Johnson and fucking Bob Young get eliminated, and then fucking Jerry Lawler gets eliminated. And
Did you hear what Crowbar said when he got eliminated?
No, what did he say?
Fucking Jeremy Borash, he was like, Crowbar, get the fuck out of here, pretty much. And Crowbar was like, well, what am I supposed to do now? And then he fucking darts. He darts to the timekeeper's area. And he's by the ring bell. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, and then fucking Norman Smiley, Disco Inferno, Buff Bagwell, and they all team up to try to get fucking Stevie Ray out and shit. And They fucking end up getting him out, and Stevie Ray gets eliminated. And then fucking all of a sudden the bananas and pajamas come out, and they fucking get in the ring, and fucking Norman Smiley also gets eliminated, and it's down to Buff Bagwell and Disco Inferno. And then the fucking bananas and pajamas eliminate Disco Inferno, and then Buff Bagwell eliminates the bananas and pajamas. And then fucking Crowbar starts fucking beating the shit out of this ring bell. He won't stop fucking ringing it. And I can't even fathom the fact that I just said all that in a sentence. And fucking Buff Bagwell wins.
Honestly, I think because Crowbar has been a part of so many of these cursed ass shows, he's probably been a part of the most of them, of like 99% of them. I genuinely want to get him on the podcast and ask him what these experiences were like. Like I need to know.
Well, according to fucking Marky D, he said that fucking Crowbar, aka Devon Storm, is the fucking MVP of this wrestling promotion. And apparently he puts on the best matches and shit, so I guess we'll see going forward. I'm pretty sure he wrestles on every single pay-per-view.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, fucking... That was the cursed-ass Battle Royal, and Buff Bagwell wins and advances in the fucking to the semifinals of the tournament, because why not? And if you thought that was bad, then we move on to the last tournament match of the first round, which is the fact that this was even a match. Jeff Jarrett versus Nathan the Front Row Jones.
This is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
So Jeff Jarrett comes out and he's calling everybody slap nuts, and says that he's gonna win the title and all this shit. And fucking then fucking lol fucking what the fuck was the goddamn name again? I keep forgetting. Lowell McManus and fucking goddamn Nathan Jones come out, and he cuts a promo that was so bad on Jeff Jarrett, and says that Nathan Jones is gonna slap Jeff Jarrett's balls all over the ring. And
yeah,
fucking. And he's like playing to the Australian crowd, and he calls Jeff Jarrett fucking Sunshine for some reason, and he keeps calling him Jeffrey. And so we have this match of Nathan Jones and Jeff Jarrett. Do you want to know the stipulation that they picked for this fucking shit? It was, of all things that you could have for a stipulation, this was a guitar on a pole match, where Jeff Jarrett's guitar gets put up on a pole, and the objective is whoever pulls down the guitar wins the match. Why? Because fucking Jeremy Borash. I don't know anymore. And this match sucked. And fucking Nathan Jones was hitting some what the fuck. And when Nathan Jones came out, I think Nathan Jones got the loudest pop of the night. I've never have seen Nathan Jones get such a massive reaction. I'm assuming the only reason he did is because he's Australian. But, like, fucking Nathan Jones was so over, bro. And so he does like all the big man stuff and whatever, and Jeff Jarrett does the cowardly heel shit, and it fucking goes to where fucking goddamn fucking Lowell McManus gets involved. and he gets in the ring because fucking Jeff Jarrett pulls down the guitar, and fucking Lowell McManus gets in the ring and tries to do something. He starts talking shit to Jeff Jarrett, and he, oh my god, when I'm telling you, Jeff Jarrett fucking blasted this man in the fucking head with the guitar. Like, he knocked him the fuck out with this guitar, bro. Like, he got laid out. And Jeff
I'm
Jarrett
glad.
wins this match and advances to the semifinals.
I didn't like that guy, bro. Exposing the business, man.
Oh yeah, what was it? Because he was on commentary. What was it that he said that exposed the business?
He kept saying Vince Russo shit. He was like, "Oh, what is it with these wrestling referees? Oh, not knowing what to do and what not knowing what to whatever. And what is it with these rules and stipulations?" And I was like, "Bro, shut the fuck up, dude." Like, I was actually getting pissed.
Yeah, Austin was happy when Jeff Jarrett fucking blasted him with the fucking guitar.
Now I'm fucking glad.
So,
That
Jeff
shit kicked
Jarrett
in.
moves to the semifinals. So, fucking at this point, we're wondering what in the actual fuck is gonna happen next. I think we got fucking another goddamn Starets thing. And fucking, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what happened next. Wait, what's this what? What's this what? Yeah, it was. So, because this is what led into the next match. So, all of a sudden, at this point, it was just Jeremy Borash commentating by himself. And then all of a sudden, Jerry Lawler comes out and fucking Jeremy Borash says, "Oh, we're about to have a special edition of The King's Court with Jerry Lawler." And we're like, why? So Jerry Lawler comes out and says, "Oh, well, I wanted to do a King's Court, but I have something more important that I want to address. And so I want to ask the fucking Fruits to come out here to explain why you turned on Disco Inferno." I'm like, why do you want to know this? And so the Fruits come out, and Jerry Lawler's trying to say, like, "Oh, you guys are supposed to be his security," and I guess they misheard when he said suits and thought that he said fruits and all this dumb shit. This is like some fucking, like, elementary school type shit. And fucking, goddamn, was that the Bananas in Pajamas? Was it a kid's show?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, fucking, the Bananas are just like laugh at Disco Inferno, and Jerry Lawler says, "Oh, you better not laugh at him." He said, fucking, Disco Inferno is gonna peel you and eat you for dinner. And they looked scared. And then all of a sudden, here comes Bret the Hitman Hart. I'm sorry, before he came out. Here comes the team of Lenny and Lottie. Now, who the fuck
Oh
are these
no.
people, Austin?
So, from what I know of them, they were in Raven's flock. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I found out that after Raven left WCW to go back to ECW, they did this gimmick in WCW.
Jesus fucking Christ. I don't even, like, what do you even call this gimmick? I don't know. They kept saying
Billy
shit
and
about
Chuck.
fashion. Like,
Billy and Chuck is what I call it.
it was like Billy and Chuck mixed with like the fashion police because they kept talking about fashion. And
Yeah.
so they come out and they're cutting this promo about fucking what the fuck were they even talking about?
I zoned out, bro. I zoned out.
Because the next thing I remember, they're cutting this promo, And then Bret the Hitman Hart comes out, and he comes to the ring and fucking pretty much just tells the fucking Fruits to get the fuck out of there. And then he tells fucking Lenny and Lodi or Lottie, however you say it, that, fucking, we're gonna have a match right now. And then he says, Road Dogg, you're gonna be alone in this one, but it's gonna be a 3-way dance between Road Dogg, Lenny, and he says Lonnie, and he says it completely fucking wrong. And so Road Dogg comes out, and I'm gonna let you talk about the fuck shit in this match, because my god, this is where Jerry Lawler became so unfiltered.
Jerry Lawler's disdain for this gimmick is like my hatred for AEW. Like,
I don't think
that's
it's
all
this gimmick. I think he has a disdain for like these type of people.
Yeah, it definitely sounded like it, man. Because let me just get my notes here.
You took notes.
No, I didn't take notes. I'm just making a joke. Fucking he called he called Lenny and Lonnie or Lottie, whatever the fuck. I'm
Now you're
being
messing
Bret
it up
Hart.
like Bret Hart.
I'm being Bret Hart. But he called them pickle kissers.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kept like being ultimately just disgusted at every move that they would hit.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they were in a suggested position, he would say, "Oh, well, I would assume they'd be in that position before." I shit you not.
Yeah. He was so fucking disgusted at them, dude.
Is there anything else I'm missing?
Fucking, I know, fucking, there was one spot where they were like shoving Road Dogg's head into fucking Lenny's crotch, and fucking Jerry Lawler was going, he was like, ugh, ugh. He was like acting like he was gonna throw up. And fucking, he fucking, oh yeah, there was one thing where fucking basically Lenny and Lottie ended up screwing each other over because they started fighting, and fucking Jerry Lawler said, I hope they don't kiss and make up. Like, he was being so fucking homophobic. Like,
I remember they like bumped their asses together, and he like actually like sounded so fucking disgusted. Like
yeah.
he was fucking gagging, and he was like, why did they even do that?
Bro,
Bro, it was so disgusting.
you could tell when he said pickle kissers that he genuinely, like, that was like him being genuine, because right after he said it, he said, "Oh, excuse me." Like, he realized he fucked up.
Bro, when he said that, when he fucking said that, it sounded so visceral
Yeah.
that it legit sounded like he said the F slur. Like, that's
Yeah.
how fucking bad. Like, bro, you can't. It was so bad.
Jerry Lawler said, "I can and I will."
Dude.
Like, anytime two men did anything with each other on this show, Jerry Lawler was utterly fucking disgusted.
Yeah.
And ultimately, Road Dogg won this match. Basically, this was the replacement for Juventud Guerrera, was these two fucking guys. So, fucking Jerry Lawler, fucking Road Dogg moves on to the finals. And this was fucking terrible. And fucking I'm trying to remember what happened next. Was the next match, was it fucking Jeff Jarrett and Buff Bagwell, or was it that cursed ass fucking bra and panties match?
Jeff Jarrett and Buff Bagwell.
So this match started off with a promo from Buff Bagwell where Stevie Ray is interviewing him, and then Stevie Ray says, "Oh, Buff, can you hold the mic?" And then Stevie Ray starts cutting a promo, and then Stevie Ray's like, "Wait, Buff, what are you doing?" And Buff is like, "I'm holding the mic." And Stevie Ray's like, "Well, give me that mic back. I'm the one doing the interviews here." And I'm like, "What the fuck is fucking Stevie Ray doing?"
Can I
Like, what the
can
fuck?
I just say what Buff Bagwell said in the promo? Because
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely no words for what this promo was. Basically, Buff Bagwell is doing his shtick, and he's being like, "Oh, I'm the stuff. Buff is the stuff." And then he was like, "Jeff Jarrett, this match isn't going to be a normal match. No, no, no. It's going to be a tits, whips, and Buff." And then he fucking dips, and fucking Stevie Ray looks at the camera, and he goes, "Tits, whips, and Buff. What the fuck?" He was so confused, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, and we soon find out what a tits, whips, and Buff is. By the way, I'm gonna point out they didn't even say tits on commentary, so I think Stevie Ray and Buff Bagwell weren't even supposed to say tits, but they just said tits for like.
Yeah, fucking. So, this match, fucking. Jeff Jarrett comes out and gets fucking pyro. Doesn't cut a promo this time, though. And then Buff Bagwell comes out and gets all kinds of pyro, and then all these fucking women come out and they have whips. So, come to find out, the fucking stipulation of this is basically Jeff Jarrett and Buff Bagwell are wrestling in the ring, and if either man goes outside the ring, the women are supposed to whip them with the whips. That is the stipulation. So they're going back and forth, and then Jeff Jarrett gets thrown outside, he gets thrown outside, and then the women start fucking beating Jeff Jarrett with these whips. And Austin got so mad, and he was like, "This is fucking stupid," and he fucking yelled.
Because it is, bro.
So fucking, this happened like 3 times where Jeff Jarrett was just getting fucking whipped by these women, and then when Buff Bagwell would go outside, they wouldn't whip him. And fucking, then there was one time where fucking Austin was like, "Oh, they're not even full force whipping Jeff Jarrett," and then Buff Bagwell takes the whip and starts whipping the fuck out of Jeff Jarrett, and fucking then fucking then fucking Slick Johnson sits there and takes the whip from Buff Bagwell, and Buff Bagwell's fucking looking at him, and he looks at the women, and he says, he says, "Whip him," and the women start fucking whipping Slick Johnson.
And they're not holding back either.
Yeah. And they're
You know,
fucking.
I'm willing to bet Slick Johnson wanted that spot. He probably liked that.
And fucking Slick Johnson was trying to run away, and they kept chasing after him. So we just see, while we're trying to fucking watch Jeff Jarrett and Buff Bagwell on the outside, we just see Slick Johnson running away from this group of women that's fucking whipping him. It was so cursed, dude.
And then fucking Buff Bagwell, after all this shit is happening, Buff Bagwell hits a blockbuster, pins Jeff Jarrett, and one of the fucking women comes in there, 1, 2, 3, and fucking we think it's over, and then Slick Johnson is like, no, it's not over.
Yeah, and then Buff Bagwell is distracted, and all of a sudden Jeff Jarrett hits the stroke out of nowhere, and then Slick Johnson gets back in the ring and counts to 3, and Jeff Jarrett moves to the finals. And it's so fucking stupid. Like, why? And it gets even worse. It gets even worse because we see this like promotion for this bra and panties match, or what was it called? It was called Skin to Win, is what it was called.
Skin to Win is what it was called.
And basically, what it is a bra and panties match, where the last person with their clothes on wins. And we see these three women. They show these three women that are competing. Don't remember their names. I have no idea who they are. They're generic fucking women that they're using for this. Then we get a shot of this person's ass. And the camera is panning. They're making you think it's a woman. And he turns around. And you see this big ass fucking bulge. And fucking Jerry Lawler sounded so sick. And he sounded so angry. And the first thing he said was, "That's a man," was the first thing that Jerry Lawler said.
So not only is Jerry Lawler being completely fucking homophobic, being completely sexist, being just the complete fucking tool in this fucking on this fucking show, he's also being completely fucking transphobic.
Yep.
The whole fucking like show was transphobic, man. Bro, it was so bad.
Yeah, and so it's even worse because we get a backstage interview with fucking Stevie Ray, and Stevie Ray is like, he was like, all right, I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to know who you are. And the dude is like wearing a dress and a wig, and he won't say who he is. And Stevie Ray is like, he's like, what is your name? And they just start shaking their head no. And Stevie Ray is like, and he was like, come on, tell me your name. I know you're a man. He said, look at your muscles. Look how much body mass you got. Look at your bulge. I know you're a man. So who are you? And then the dude just walks away, and fucking Stevie Ray's like, oh, I'm gonna make it my mission to find out who this is.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, I don't understand. They had Stevie Ray doing the most random shit on this show. He fucking sat there and competed in the fucking worst match on the show. He fucking sat there and was involved in this shit. He was fucking talking about fucking tits with Buff Bagwell. Like, what the fuck were they doing with Stevie Ray? And meanwhile, keep in mind, at this point in time, his brother, fucking Booker T, was in fucking WWE, fucking, and he was having matches with, like, fucking The Rock and shit. And fucking Stevie Ray was here doing this fucking shit, trying to find out who this fucking man dressed in drag is. So we get this fucking terrible fatal four-way Skin to Win match, and Jerry Lawler, when these women were coming out, he sounded so fucking like he had fucking pre-cum in his boxers. Like, he was so excited. And like every time there's a woman on screen, he'd be like, "Oh baby, oh yeah, show me the puppies." Like, that's all he would say. And
keep in mind, he's married at this time. I hope you guys know.
Yeah, because that was the whole reason that he left WWF, because of fucking his wife. And then he's sitting here ogling over fucking women and fucking saying sexist shit and homophobic shit. And so the three women come out, and then fucking the fourth competitor comes out, and it's this obviously jacked dude dressed in a dress and a wig. I don't remember what they said the name was. They said like fucking Shannon A fucking something was their name.
Shannon Awad.
Yeah, Shannon Awad. And
Which originally made me think it was the Wall. Dude, I was scared. I was like, there's no way that's the Wall. Like,
and so this match was atrocious. This was bad. So basically the whole match was this fucking dude completely overpowering these women, and fucking he ripped the two girls' tops off, and they rolled out of the ring. And then it was fucking this dude versus the last chick in the match, and she was sitting here hitting like hurricane ranas and backflips, and she kept almost landing on her fucking neck. And then the dude was just like being disrespectful and was overpowering her and shit. And fucking Jerry Lawler and Jeremy Borash, he was saying it too. They're like, oh, this is a man. This isn't right. A man can't be wearing a dress and shit.
No, they weren't just calling him a man. They were like, I don't know what that thing is.
Oh yeah, they said
I don't
that
know
thing
what
in the ring. They said, I don't know what the hell
Bro.
that is. And fucking, oh my god, and fucking, they said, I think it was Jeremy Borash that said, he said, Austin, those are 3 women, and that is obviously a professional wrestler, is what he said. So these women weren't even considered professional wrestlers. Jesus Christ.
This show is so bad.
And so this chick keeps trying to take off his dress, and fucking Jerry Lawler keeps making comments about keep in mind, this dude is like throwing this chick across the ring like she's nothing and getting on top of her like he's trying to rip her clothes off. It looks so fucking rapey. Like, it looks so rapey, and Jerry Lawler is like, he's like, oh yeah, take her top off, and he's like, oh, I don't care what anyone says. I want this guy to win because I don't want to see what's under that dress. Ugh, that's what he was saying, and then she tries taking his fucking dress off, and fucking Jerry Lawler's like, he was like, ugh, I don't want to see that. Put that dress back on. He said, I don't want to see his panties, is what fucking Jerry Lawler said. and fucking, so then fucking Stevie Ray comes out, and fucking at this point the dude's wig had came off, and what was his name? It was Danny something.
Danny Dominion, I believe.
Yeah, Danny Dominion. And who the fuck is he?
He was an up-and-coming wrestler. He started with AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and the death of WCW.
Oh, we'll see AJ Styles on this show soon enough. But fucking,
oh god.
But yeah, so that was this guy, and fucking Stevie Ray distracted him. And then this chick fucking took his dress off, and he was just in like a pair of black boxers. And then they're like, oh, that's the match. And we're like, the other chick's fucking clothes didn't even come off yet. Like, what the fuck? And then I could tell Jerry Lawler was fucking mad that he didn't get to see tits or ass, because immediately after this match, they show the commentators, and Jerry Lawler made this fucking smart-ass comment and was like, well, that wasn't really what I was expecting out of a bra and panties match, is what he said. It's like,
was
bro.
So pissed. Bro, you could tell he did not like this company, bro. He was so pissed the entire fucking show. Oh my god.
Well, we only had one more match left until the main event.
Oh, no.
Because
You're
before the main
something.
event... Yeah, that's what I'm about to talk about.
Okay.
So, before the main event, we got one final match. It was an intergender match. And it was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a black wedding match.
This shit was terrible. This shit was ass, bro.
So it was Luna Vachon taking on her husband, the Vampire Warrior, a.k.a. Gangrel. This is where he went after doing the Brood in WWF. This is what he was doing.
He was, as New Legacy Inc. would say, he was fanging and banging, wasn't he?
Fucking, he was fucking doing something. I don't know if it was banging. I don't know.
I mean, wasn't he banging Luna Vachon at this time?
I would assume so because they were fucking married. But this was as sad and pathetic as it is. Do you realize, Austin, that this was the only match out of this entire show? This was the only match that had any sort of fucking continuity or storyline buildup. You realize this? This was the only
Yeah.
one because they show from a fucking house show where fucking Luna Vachon and fucking Gangrel get into it and shit. And so Luna Vachon challenged Gangrel to this black wedding match. And fucking Gangrel basically just acted like he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to put his hands on his wife. That was like the whole thing they were trying to do here. And we get an interview with Luna Vachon before this match. And she's talking, pretty much just saying, like, I just want to beat the fuck out of my husband, pretty much. And tells the fucking interviewer she doesn't get out of there, she's going to beat the fuck out of her, too. She sounds like she smoked, like, 18 packs of fucking Marlboros. And fucking... So we
She
get
sounded
this
like
match.
me after I recorded the Mama Max podcast.
Yeah. So... The Vampire Warrior comes out first. He basically has the same entrance as when he was in the Brood as Gangrel, just minus the red lighting and minus the cool music. He came out to some generic-ass music. And when I tell you, out of everything that's happened on the show, when I tell you, when it came to this match, nobody, and I mean nobody in this fucking arena gave a fuck about this match. Oh my god.
Well, that's not true.
Bro. What do you mean?
Jerry Lawler did.
Well, okay.
Because he had a strong stance on this match because he was all on the Vampire Warrior side. He said, "Oh, you better teach Luna Vachon a lesson. She needs."
Yeah, that's what he
so
said.
Bad.
Because fucking Gangrel got mad and fucking threw her across the ring, and Jerry Lawler was like, oh yeah, well, now maybe fucking Luna Vachon will learn her lesson, is what he said.
Jerry Lawler is so fucked in the head.
I know.
I don't know if he's changed. I don't know if he fucking has changed since this shit. But oh my fucking god.
I think he still wrestles, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh my god. You imagine
I
he
would
still
hope he
says
has
the same
changed his
shit?
views. I would hope he has changed his views, man. Because this is...
Oh, you know what would be fucked? An interaction of Jerry Lawler and fucking whatever Tyler Reck's name is now.
Oh no. Not Gabby Tuft.
That would
you know
fucking be a terrible interaction.
You know she just debuted for AEW. I shit you not.
Oh my god. What do you think would happen if you put Jerry Lawler in a room with fucking Gabby Tuft and Nyla Rose?
I don't want to know, if I'm being completely honest.
Jesus Christ. Well, back to this match. Fucking pretty much most of the match was Luna Vachon making Gangrel look like a fucking bitch and saying like, "Come on, fucking hit me, you pussy." And then Gangrel said, "Okay, you want me to hit you? I'll fucking hit you," and beat the fuck out of her, pretty much. And if you want me to explain the stipulation, I really can't, because the stipulation had almost nothing to do with this match. There was just stuff on the outside of the ring that there was like a black wedding cake and like wedding presents and stuff like that, and they just used it as weapons. So it really didn't matter to the match. It's not like it was any special stipulation where they had to fucking use those items to win, because they didn't. And fucking basically it got to where like Gangrel fucking was getting fed up, and Luna Vachon was like kicking his ass, and she was like, come on, fucking hit me. You won't do it. You won't do it. And then Gangrel said, all right, bet. And he fucking double arm DDTs the fuck out of her. Like, so fucking hard. Looked like she broke her fucking neck, and she was like laid out, and Gangrel pins her 1, 2, 3. And then fucking walk, and fucking is sitting there, and just fucking... Oh yeah, during the match also, Luna Vachon took her wedding ring off and threw it at Gangrel and then spit in his face. So, fucking Gangrel laid a bitch out, pretty much. And he fucking walked away. And then they had to have one of the fucking referees, was it Slick Johnson that helped her?
Yes.
And that was pretty much that match. So, the only thing left was the main event. But before we get to the main event, something else happened. For a little while, we got Jerry Lawler and Jeremy Borash talking about the upcoming dates of WWA and how they're going to be in the UK and all these other places, right? And then all of a sudden, fucking Andrew McManus, the creator of WWA, comes out of nowhere and sits at the commentary table and hands this letter to Jeremy Borash, and Jeremy's like, oh, do you want me to read this? And he says, yeah. And the letter is from Medeja, the same Medeja from WCW, and the letter pretty much says that she says, I'm coming with my man. And fucking, it was like this awkward thing of like, fucking, goddamn, Andrew just walks away, and Jeremy Borash is like, oh, well, I'm sure when she brings her man at the next pay-per-view, he's a big man, and he's gonna be pumped. And he was like trying to be fucking subtle, but it was like so obvious that it's fucking Scott Steiner. Like, bro.
No, they were not being subtle at all. Bro,
Well,
they
Jeremy
were
Borash
being...
thought he was.
No, he was not. He said, oh, somebody's going to be pumping in. Oh, really? Really, Jeremy? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then, after that, they're like, oh, we're going to get to the main event or whatever. And then all of a sudden, Disco Inferno comes out. And at this point, they had lowered the steel cage because the main event was going to be a steel cage match. And Disco Inferno comes out, and they're like, oh, what the hell is Disco Inferno doing out here? And he has a microphone because they had the fucking Starlets performing again, and fucking Disco Inferno comes out and pretty much just calls them fucking skanks and tells them to fucking beat it and get lost. And fucking then he gets in the ring and is saying that this is bullcrap. I should be in the Disco Inferno should be in the main event, but those two fruits wanted to screw me. And he's like, so fruits, I want you to come out here right now and explain yourselves or whatever. So then the fruits come out, and as soon as they come out, Disco Inferno starts brawling with one of the fucking fruits, and the fucking fruits start kicking his ass.
Yep.
And they start slamming him against the steel cage. And then fucking they brawl. And fucking Disco Inferno gets thrown inside the cage. And one of the fucking fruits gets in there. The other one just stays on the outside. And they're like fighting back and forth. And then fucking Disco Inferno, for some reason, tries to climb over top of the steel cage. So the fruit fucking follows him up the steel cage. You can't make this shit up. And they're sitting on the top of this cage. They fucking, at this point, they're standing. And fucking, the fucking fruit is like punching Disco Inferno. And then all of a sudden, Disco Inferno starts fighting back. And when I tell you, Disco Inferno threw this fucking fruit off the top of the cage. He fucking arm dragged him off the top of the cage. This fucking whoever was in this fruit costume was supposed to land on this table, but he barely landed on it and straight hit the fucking ground, and he was fucking done, bro. He was done. And fucking I was just like, why? Why are they doing this fucking Mankind-esque fucking bump
No,
for the
no, no, no. But
fruits?
you gotta talk about the shining moment after this happened. You gotta talk about what Disco Inferno said on the fucking microphone, because it's going in this review. I will make sure to remind you to screen capture that. That shit has to go in the fucking intro. I'm not shitting you. So please explain to me what the fuck Disco Inferno said after that, because it is the most cursed thing I've ever seen on this show
So
by far.
the one fruit was checking on the other one, and Disco Inferno picks the mic back up, and for absolutely no reason, he just starts singing, and he says, "That's the way, I like it, just for no reason at all, and it's so cursed, dude. Like, why? And the crowd this whole time just kept chanting, "You're a wanker, you're a wanker," and they just kept chanting that, bro. Probably because they didn't know what the fuck else to chant. Because these fucking people were expecting anything other than this. I could tell you that. Because if you look in the crowd, there was so many people with fucking Hulk Hogan signs, and NWO signs, and WWF signs, and fucking WCW and WWF merch on. These people weren't fucking expecting this fuck shit. They probably thought that they were gonna see fucking people like goddamn The Rock and fucking Hogan, and they fucking got goddamn fucking Slick Johnson. Like, this crowd they looked so confused, and half the time when
Hey,
they were chanting "You're a wanker" at people.
hey, they might have not gotten the NWO, but they got the NWO B side, and that was fucking Buff Bagwell, Stevie Ray, and Slick Johnson, because they were all members of the NWO B
Uh,
side, so they made sure
Jesus
to get those.
Christ. Yeah, fucking. The crowd was especially dead during that fucking bra and panties match. They all looked just puzzled. Like, what the fuck was going on, dude? And so after this, we finally get the main event, which is a steel cage match for the WWA World Championship. The Road Dogg, Jesse James, versus Jeff Jarrett. And Bret Hart comes out again, and fucking Bret Hart has the championship with him, and he's on commentary for this match, and basically he wants to be out there to give whoever wins the title, he wants to hand the title to them and shit, and he says that he's going to be proud of whoever wins this match, right? So then fucking Jeff Jarrett comes out, and then Road Dogg comes out. Road Dogg still got a big pop. Road Dogg was really fucking over for some reason. It's probably because fucking Road Dogg was one of the only fucking people they gave a shit about. And fucking, so they start having this steel cage match. And of course, before you ask, Slick Johnson was the referee. And
Yep.
so this steel cage match was fucking boring. But when I tell you, the only thing that made this match entertaining for me was, you talk about someone absolutely having zero fucking interest in a match. You talk about someone who could not give less of a fuck about a world title match. Look no further than the commissioner, Bret the Hitman Hart. Because, oh my god, when he was commentating this, he sounded like he could not be bothered to watch this main event. He sounded tired. He sounded sleepy. He sounded like he just wanted to go home. Like he didn't care. Like fucking Jeremy Borash and Jerry Lawler were trying to fucking commentate this thing, and then fucking Bret Hart would just be like, he'd be like, oh yeah, that's just, that's just how, Jeff Jarrett is, I guess. Like that's how he was commentating. And fucking when like Road Dogg was doing moves, he was like, oh, Road Dogg with some kind of move there. And like he couldn't have gave less of a fuck. And this is the commissioner. This is the person running this fucking show. And this is the world title match. The top 2 stars in the company for the world title. And the commissioner sounds like he would rather be doing any fucking thing else. Like, he sounded like he was bored out of his mind. And, like, they're sitting here trying to put on this steel cage match, and fucking Jeremy Borash and Jerry Lawler are trying to say, oh, that dastardly Jeff Jarrett, or, oh, Road Dogg's mounting this offense, and, oh, this great move and that great move, and Bret Hart's just like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, like, I just don't, like, why the fuck was Bret Hart even the fucking commissioner? Because he sounded like, not even just this, during, like, most of the show, Bret Hart just sounded like he just didn't want to be there. He just sounded like, in the beginning he sounded excited, and then I'm assuming when he saw how this show played out, he's probably like, Austin, honestly, the way this comes off to me is I bet you Bret Hart was excited when he came out and returned to wrestling and got that fucking reaction and shit, and then I bet you he fucking went backstage and he watched all the fucking stupid shit that they did on this show, and Bret Hart probably said, oh my god, I made a big fucking mistake. Probably as soon as he saw that fucking battle royal, he probably had fucking instant regret and said, oh, I fucked up. I should not have signed with this fucking company. And probably when he fucking saw his breaking point was probably when he saw the bananas in pajamas, and he was probably like, I should have just fucking stayed retired, bro. What the fuck? Fucking... Like, because when he came out and was telling the fucking bananas to get the fuck out of there, he genuinely seemed like he was mad, because he said, get the hell out of here. Like almost like, why is this fucking stupid shit on this show? And then he talks about WCW screwing him over and him being a world champion, and WWF screwing him over. But, like, at fucking least, like, goddamn, they had the fucking bananas in pajamas and a fucking skin to win match. And all this fucking dumb shit.
Oh my god! I would pay to see the bananas and pajamas versus New Jack. I would pay to see that, bro. If New Jack was still on this earth, bro.
I would love to get an interview with Bret Hart to see, like, what his genuine reaction was when he realized what in the fuck he signed up for. Because I can't imagine... There's no planet where Bret Hart was back there saying, oh, fucking Slick Johnson wrestling in this battle royal. Oh, yeah, that's real good shit right there. Or fucking, oh, this dude dressing up in a fucking drag, ripping clothes off these women. Oh, yeah, that's what Bret the Hitman Hart wants to see. Oh, a tits, whips, and buff match. Oh, yeah, that's real fucking Hart Foundation right there. Like, fucking,
bro,
there's no planet that he would say that.
Fucking Slick Johnson was. He was probably
He probably didn't know half of these fucking people.
Johnson.
The only fucking people he probably knew who they were was fucking Road Dogg and fucking Jeff Jarrett. That's probably the only fucking people, and probably Jerry Lawler. That's probably, like, the only fucking people he knew. And fucking everybody else, like, that's probably why fucking, goddamn, when he made that fucking three-way dance, because the way he talked to fucking Lenny and Lottie, he's like, I don't know who the fuck these people are. I'm just gonna put you in a random match because I don't give a fuck. Like, he cared so little that he got one of their names wrong, and then just fucking walked away.
I'm just imagining Bret Hart with Crazy Crowbar and him being like, "Who the fuck is Devon Storm? I don't know who the fuck Devon Storm is. What the
Like,
fuck is he doing?" Oh my god.
like,
Oh.
and it's not even that. This steel cage match wasn't without its dumb shit, because let me tell you, they did it again. Fucking on some goddamn fucking Britney Spears shit, they said, "Oops, I did it again," because they did it again. They did it twice, because on the steel cage match, they fucking had the Road Dogg and Jeff Jarrett climbed over the top of the cage out to the floor. And these motherfuckers, Jeremy Borash, had the audacity to say, "Oh, well, this isn't a regular steel cage match because it can only end by pinfall." What's the point of the steel cage? If they can climb out and fight on the outside, because the whole point of the cage is just supposed to keep them in. That's the whole
In the
point.
the match was even more cursed because Jeff Jarrett was pouring blood.
Yeah,
And like there was so much blood on the mat, dude.
yeah, and fucking Jeff Jarrett's sitting there dying for this fucking company, bleeding so many gallons of blood, fucking probably had to be rushed to the hospital, and fucking Jerry Lawler and Jerry Borash are like, "Oh, fucking Jeff Jarrett, like we might have to have somebody check on Jeff Jarrett, he's bleeding so much," and fucking Bret Hart's just sitting there, he's like, "Oh, he's fine." Like, fucking, he just didn't care. Even though Jeff Jarrett's dying, bleeding for this fucking company, Bret Hart couldn't give less of a fuck, dude.
Hey, it's better than what fucking Road Dogg did. Road Dogg was like sitting there. He saw Jeff Jarrett put like in a pool of his own blood, and he fucking takes him from behind. He fucking humps him into the referee.
He starts humping him, because I swear to God, it was at this point where like Road Dogg was humping him, and the finish started getting all fucky. Like, I legitimately, I don't even think that this was supposed to happen. Legit, fucking, I'm not joking. Bret Hart got up and he fucking walked out. He got up and started fucking walking out. And then when he found out fucking Jeff Jarrett, like legit, Bret Hart got up and because Jeff Jarrett fucking won, and Bret Hart said he threw his headset off, and he fucking grabbed the title and he said, "Nah, we're not doing we're not doing it this way. This is fucking bullshit." He said, and they're like, "Oh, Bret Hart, didn't you say you're gonna be proud of Jeff Jarrett?" And he said, "I'm not proud of this. Look at this. Isn't how you're supposed to win." And fucking Bret Hart throws his headset off, says, "This is fucking bullshit," grabs the title and starts fucking walking out. And the fucking Jeremy Borash is like, "Oh, is Bret Hart walking out with the title? He can't do that. Jeff Jarrett just won the title." And Bret Hart starts walking out with the fucking title, and Jeff Jarrett's like, "The fuck are you doing? Give me my title." And then Bret Hart gets in the ring, and fucking Jeff Jarrett's getting in his face, and he's like, "The fuck are you doing? Give me my title." And then Bret Hart puts him in a fucking sharpshooter. I don't even think it was planned. He just fucking puts this bloody, dying, about to pass out from blood loss Jeff Jarrett in a sharpshooter, because Bret Hart just doesn't care. And he puts him in a sharpshooter, and he fucking sits there and leaves Jeff Jarrett laying in a pool of his blood, and he fucking throws the title at Jeff Jarrett, and he fucking walks out. Like, bro.
He was so pissed, you could tell. Like, I have never seen Bret Hart so fucking pissed since the Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah.
I'm not saying something.
And he said the Montreal Screwjob was bullshit. But this, at least, the Montreal Screwjob, yeah, it was bullshit, but at least it wasn't stupid. This was fucking stupid. Like, this whole show was so stupid. Like Jeremy Borash, what the fuck, dude?
I just can't get over the fact that fucking Jeff Jarrett was just dying in the ring, and Road Dogg's bright idea was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you from behind and start fucking
Yeah.
dry humping you," and then he just fucking
Yeah.
falls to the referee. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah, and then after Bret Hart walks out, Jeff Jarrett's laying there, blood pouring out of him, laying there fucking half dead, needs fucking medical assistance, and Bret Hart fucking walks out and shit, and Jeff Jarrett's laying there dying with this fucking title laying there, and then fucking Road Dogg is like walking around the ring, and then Road Dogg says, "You know what I'm gonna do?" And Road Dogg lays down Jeff Jarrett, who I think was actually fucking passed out, is laying there in a pool of his own blood. It was all over the place. And Road Dogg lays down, gets in Jeff Jarrett's face, and flips him off. He flipped him off and said, "Fuck you." That's what Jeff Jarrett gets for fucking almost dying. He gets the commissioner putting him in a fucking sharpshooter, and then he gets fucking Road Dogg giving him a middle finger to the face. And but Jeff Jarrett is the fucking WWA champion, so there's that. But at what cost? Oh my god, bro, what the fuck, dude?
And by the way, after all this, the commentators are like, "Well, that was our pay-per-view." They were so speechless. They were so speechless.
Yeah, they were just like, "Well, that was Inception, I guess." And fucking just they didn't even know how to end it. They're like, "Well, and the crowd just looks so confused, and they're just like, and Jeremy Borash was like, "Well, folks, that's gonna do it for us tonight." And then they fucking ended that show quick, bro. They cut to the fucking end quick, because I think Jeff Jarrett was actually fucked. Dude, I think, like, he had to have been. He had to. I don't know. I swear to God, if when we get to this next pay-per-view, if Bret Hart is not there, I'm gonna die laughing, because that means he legit fucking walked out of this company. And I'm gonna die laughing if he's not commissioner on this fucking second pay-per-view. Because that'll legit mean that he got so fucking pissed at this dumb shit that he said fuck it, did a sharpshooter, said fuck you, and walked out of the company.
That, honestly, like, we walked into this main event saying, "Oh, this is gonna be fucking boring." And then, like, halfway through, all this shit started happening, and we're just like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?" Like, we did not know what the fuck to do. Like, we were so lost. And when we pieced it all together, it was just so fucking cursed. This might be the most train wreck, like, ending to a show I have ever seen. And that's saying something with the endings we've seen.
Yeah, and that's sad that this fucking main event match for a world title in a steel cage, the only thing that made this remotely entertaining was Bret Hart absolutely not giving a fuck about anything, bro. Like, man got fed up real fast. It didn't take much to piss him off.
It doesn't, bro. Hey, I mean, you can just mention the name Goldberg and he'll go on a fucking, like, a whole, like, 2-hour rant.
Oh, he mentioned fucking Goldberg in his promo.
Oh, I know.
Don't forget, he mentioned Goldberg.
I know. He takes any time. Like, you think I hate Goldberg? Fucking Bret Hart's hatred for Goldberg is ungodly, dude. Never mention Goldberg in fucking Bret Hart's presence, because you will fucking see hell freeze over. Like, it's scary. It's scary.
And so they end the show with this fucking WWA fucking video package of like the whole show, showing like the highlights. If you really want to call them highlights, I guess. Cursed highlights, maybe, or fucking I would call them PTSD flashbacks of these cursed fucking atrocities. But fucking and then it just ends with the WWA logo. And that was WWA Inception. Holy fucking Lord. That might have been the most cursed show I've ever seen. That has to be the worst wrestling show I've ever watched. It's topped XWF. It has to be. It has to be, bro. And apparently it only gets worse from here on out. It only gets worse. And I'm scared because apparently by the time it gets to the last like 2 pay-per-views, so many people fucking said fuck this company and left that there's like nobody
Not
left.
Crowbar though.
Yeah, he was the MVP apparently. And I think Jeff Jarrett stayed there till the end as well because I think he was the last champion. The fucking
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, because now that I remember, Jeff Jarrett, he was the last champion because what him being champion like tied into TNA, which I'll talk about when we get to that.
Oh great. This shit tied into TNA. That's
Because this
amazing.
title actually is part of the TNA World Title lineage. So.
Oh my god.
Yep. So
did they
there's.
unify them?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That makes TNA even more cursed. No.
Yep. Oh, and apparently on the last show, there's some. They were so desperate for talent that they had a lot of TNA wrestlers come on the show just to get people to watch.
Oh no, that's TNA 2003 roster. Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. Are you sure David Flair doesn't show up?
Not that I seen. I only seen like one match from it, and David Flair wasn't in it. I tried not to look at I tried not to look a whole bunch just because I wanted to be surprised myself.
I hope you see David Flair, man. Can you at least give me that?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Can we get a Crowbar and David Flair reunion, please?
Oh my god. Fucking. Fucking, I'm trying to remember. Oh, we actually might. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you. So one of the people that comes from TNA is Chris Sabin, and we might see David Flair because this is when Chris Sabin was a member of SEX because he had a SEX
Let's
t-shirt on.
go! Let's go!
So we might see David Flair. I don't know,
Let's
but we
go!
might
Come
because he was part
on.
of that group.
At least there's a chance. At least there's a chance. All right.
And what scares me is when I was watching Mark's video, he said apparently that Disco Inferno was the fucking leader of the group of SEX apparently.
Oh god.
So there's that. Which also we won't see Jerry Lawler for too much longer because he gets replaced by fucking Disco Inferno, and it's gonna be funny. You think Bret Hart didn't give a fuck? It's gonna be funny when we get to like the last couple pay-per-views because Disco Inferno just sounds so depressed, and it literally gets to the point where he starts shitting on the company and just starts making fun of everything. And he looks like he genuinely hates being there. It's actually pretty funny.
Oh my god.
It's going to get so much worse. But that was WWA Inception, the first pay-per-view of this fucking promotion. The first of 5. And this review has been over 2 hours by this point. So there's that. Fucking hell. This has got to be the most cursed show I've ever seen. And I'm scared that it's only going to get more and more cursed. And I'm going to be saying that after every fucking show that this is the worst I've ever seen. Because Jesus fucking Christ, man. But is there anything else you want to say before we end this?
Ah, fucking no.
Alright, well. Oh my god. So this is going to be part of an omnibus. So fucking so the next pay-per-view is so this pay-per-view took place, I forgot to mention, on October 26th, 2001. The next pay-per-view, they didn't have a pay-per-view until February 24th, 2002. So from October to February was all nothing but house shows. So the next pay-per-view is called The Revolution. So we will see what fucking happens there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. And for the omnibus, We are going to get into the Revolution right now.